Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. We're not going to talk about my hair, okay? I didn't brush it because I'm lazy, so we're not going to talk about it, but also camera angle's a little bit higher. Wanted to try something different because usually my phone or whatever is like down here, so I'm just like this, as you can probably tell, so I wanted to try something a little different. But yeah, so this video, I wanted to just talk/rant a little bit about random things as an adult that I didn't think that I would like or do, or just random stuff like that. So because I've noticed over the past month that there were some things, like, this is the most adult that I've ever felt in my life so far, and I'm like, wow, I feel old even though I'm like in my early 20s. So yeah, so the first thing, I'll just go off one of the more minor things. When I was like grocery shopping, I had to buy a new mop for my apartment or whatever, or my home, whatever, my house, so I could, like, you know, because my old mop wasn't working good, so I had to throw it away and get a new one. And I was so excited to use it. I literally mopped twice in the same day, and I was like, this is amazing, even though I feel like I just ruined my new mop now. But it was so satisfying. I mean, the water was gross as hell, but that's how you know that it worked, so I'm not complaining. And I just felt like, wow, I'm such an adult. I'm buying freaking, like, bags, I'm buying a mop, I'm buying all of these adult things. So I'm like, wow, I got excited over a freaking mop. That's great. So let me think. Let's see, another thing, like, I'm just gonna put my hair tie in it. But another thing that I got really excited about was I found a refrigerator for a really good deal. So I found a refrigerator for a really good deal, and I'm like, next thing you know, I was like, wow, I just bought a refrigerator. Oh, and it's setting in. I'm like, oh my god, I have a refrigerator. I had to buy a new refrigerator. Oh my god. So that's exciting too. And he was like barely used too. So he was like, I'm getting rid of it. And I think it was like $450, which is pretty good for like almost a brand new. Like, I think it was a refrigerator that was originally worth $1,300 brand new. So I'm like getting a really good fucking deal. So I'm not complaining at all. Another thing, is I feel very accomplished and I guess satisfied, if that makes sense, whenever, like, if something happens to my car and it gets fixed like right away, I'm like, thank fuck, because my car was leaking oil terribly the past week. Because I took it to I got a coupon for like an oil change, and so I did it. And the company I took it to, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they literally, I had to go back because they forgot to put the filter in it, which, if you know anything about cars, you shouldn't drive like that. It's not good. I was like, how could you forget the fucking filter, dude? So I had to drive back, and I didn't even notice it because I was like, the car was driving fine. And he specifically said, your car was leaking a little bit, but that's probably because you need a new oil pan. But you should last until your next oil change. So I was like, okay, something to think about and save money for, you know? No, the next morning, dead ass, the next morning, giant puddle under my fucking car. Like, a ginormous puddle under my car. Like, all the oil was under the car, and I was like, great. So I had to call my manager, and I'm like, hey, can you, like, call me an Uber to go to work? Because my car is leaking oil bad, and I had to call my boyfriend to tell him, like, hey, so my car leaked oil, and he saw, and he's like, yeah, that's pretty bad. So literally, we had to wait a week for the new part to show up, and finally it was put in today. So that's fun. Sushi. Let's see. What other adult stuff? This is probably the most adult thing. Well, let me think of other stuff. In general, hold on. Sorry. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I have an Amazon list specifically for stuff that I want to put in my new house when I get a new house. So when I move into a different house, I literally I have decorations and random stuff that I want to put in it, and I'm so excited for, like, a brand new, like, TV stand that has a, like, electronic fireplace that I'm, like, I want so badly. Because even though where I live is, like, hot, like, 99% of the time, that's why I wanted electronically, because even though it's so fucking hot, the few months where it's pretty cold, it's gonna be so nice. Plus, it has a lot more storage in it, too, so I'm so excited to buy that. But I need to move first. I need bigger space, more space. What else? Oh, yeah, and I have other stuff like shelves, and I have, like, specifically, like, the most random stuff. I have shelves in there. I have, like, some random, like, pictures to put up, like, and then there's a few things that are still, like, Skyrim related, like Skyrim posters and stuff. And random, like, there's another one that's, like, one of those magnets that you put on the dishwasher that shows whether it's clean or dirty. It's the most random, stupid thing, but it's, like, I really want it, you know? So it's so dumb. But let me think, what else? So, another thing, I kind of want to more, like, rant about this. More just talk about it, because obviously doing research and stuff. I noticed, like, the process of renting or buying, either one, the process of getting a place to live in general is ridiculous. And another thing is, like, I just wanted to mention this as well. Like, renting versus buying a place. In the long run, like, that's why I've, like, want to get some money to, like, you know, buy a place. Because in the long run, buying a place is so much cheaper than renting. A lot of people don't think about that, because, like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm so bad at explaining stuff. But I guess it's because when you rent, like, say if you rent an apartment, every year or so, your rent goes up when you renew your lease. Versus if you own, I'm pretty sure your payment or anything doesn't go up. Please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. So, like, in the long run, like, say if you live in a house for, like, 20 years from now, you'd still be paying about the same from when you started, and rent would be, versus, like, apartment rent would go up, like, a lot. I don't know how much, but yeah, something like that. So I've been thinking about that, and I'm like, that's why, like, if I was a millionaire, I'd buy a house, like, right fucking now. if I could. But, oh well. It's such a, the other thing is, like, people don't realize how long of a process of getting a place is. And I kind of understand, but at the same time, it's ridiculous that it takes, like, at least a month, and you need previous months to at least look at everything, and just, oh my god, it is. And then, obviously, which, also, here's another thing I want to rant about. Why the hell do you have to pay to apply to like any apartment complex? There's like application fees for shit like this, and I don't understand it. Because you have to, obviously you're going to pay first month's rent and all that stuff, right? You pay a security deposit, which is fine. But why the application fee? Like, you want people to live there. You're still going to make money. What is the point of it? Someone explained it to me in the comments as well, because I genuinely don't get it. I literally, like, when I was looking at apartments and stuff, I was like, oh my god, it costs $100 just to apply to possibly live there, even though it's not a guarantee. What's the point of it? What is the point? Like, you might as well pay money to apply for a job. They're like, you're gonna make money with us anyway, so pay up. Like, no, that's ridiculous. Because you have to pay money to live. I mean, well, yeah, obviously you have to pay money to live somewhere, but I mean, like, you have to pay money to not even live there. It's like, I'm thinking about this place. I'll pay $35 to have the possibility of living there. It's so dumb. Oh my god, it's so dumb. But I just wanted to rant about it. Another thing is, like, when I see, like, random, like, cute, like, couches or curtains or, like, bedding and stuff, I'm like, oh my god, that is so cute. I'm so excited to try it. And it's the most ridiculous thing. Like, I can still get excited about, like, if I buy a new video game, but I haven't bought a video game in so fucking long, which makes me so sad. And here's another thing that's, like, as an, like, adult, I am so focused on work and paying bills and shit that it's, like, actually sitting down and playing a video game is kind of rare. I still do it. Like, I just now am finding a little more time to do it, like, on my days off or something, but, like, even then, it's, like, hard for me to just sit down and play a video game, because at that point, the few things I'm doing to relax with the time that I do have, I'm just watching YouTube videos or catching up on social media or something, and I'm like, I don't play video games as much as I used to, and it makes me really sad that I don't. I still love video games, and I don't think I could ever get rid of them, even though there was one point where I contemplated getting rid of my consoles just to pay rent, if I couldn't afford to pay rent or something. And I thought about it, but I'm like, no, I'll find a way to make things work. And my boyfriend was like, you're not gonna do it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, I'm not gonna do it. But I've thought about it for like a second. But at the end of the day, I still love video games, and I probably always will. So even if it's a video game that I've played like a zillion times, I'm probably still gonna play it. Like Skyrim, I still play once in a while, like if I think about it and I have time, I'm like, okay, and then I open it and I'm like, oh, I remember this. And then I play it for like a few hours, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I did everything. So I get bored. But it's just so crazy that, like, I think back to when I was in like high school or middle school, and I played video games all night. I would stay up till I would stay up till like 7 in the morning. I stayed up all night playing video games and then falling asleep. And like a few of my favorite memories when I was a kid was literally like playing video games in my parents' room. They were asleep. They're like, you can play as long as you want, and they fell asleep, and they would let me drink, like, I think it was like in 5th or 6th grade or something, I don't remember, but they would give me like chocolate, and I remember this one specifically. I think I was in like 2nd grade. I was in 2nd grade, I think, and my parents were asleep, and my stepdad was like, you can play as long as you want. And my mom was like, are you sure that's a good idea? And he was like, yeah, why not? Like, she was good today, it's fine. My mom was like, okay, whatever, as long as she keeps it down. He gave me a full chocolate bar and a root beer to drink. and I remember the TV was like a little box TV in their room, and I don't even remember what game I played, but I played the shit out of it, and I sat there and I played until like 6 or 7 in the morning. And my stepdad, I don't remember if it was my mom or my dad, but they're like, "Are you still playing?" I was like, "Yeah." And then they just went back to bed, and I played for a little longer, and then my dad was like, "You should probably just go to bed." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." And I didn't realize I was tired until I paused the game. I was like, "I'm so tired," and I went to bed. Oh my god. And obviously, I can't do that now. I like, even if I stay up till like 3 a.m., I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I cannot. If I just try to stay up all night, I can't do it. I just, like, even if I go to bed, doesn't matter what time I go to bed at, oh, that's another thing. I wake up early now. I used to be able to sleep in until fucking 11 or 12 p.m. and as like a teenager, and now I don't care how late I go to bed. If I go to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning, I will always wake up at fucking 7 in the morning, or even 8, depending on the day. Like on my days off, I wake up at like 9 a.m. I'm like, it's so early. But on my days that I go to work, I wake up 30 minutes before my alarm, or most of the time, and it's like 7 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm so tired, and I can't go back to sleep for the life of me. I don't understand. My body loves sleep, and I'm so used to it. And here's another thing that's different about me as an adult than when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I guess I don't want to say normal, because, but I would eat, like, I didn't really eat a lot as a kid. Even though I thought I did, I thought I ate normal portions, but it took me years to get back to, like, 3 meals a day. But, quick little backstory, when I was a kid, I choked and almost died, and as an 8-year-old, that traumatized me to the point where, like, if I ate anything solid, my mind, and my anxiety and my throat would close up, and my mind is like, okay, you're dying, this is it. And my throat would close up, and I would think I'm choking. But, so, because of that, I would eat, like, liquid food, like mashed potatoes and ice cream and yogurt were most of the foods that I ate, and soup. Those are, like, the 4 things that I ate. And I would drink protein shakes, and I would take liquid iron, which was, I still remember the taste of, and, I can't. People are like, just why don't you take pills? Because it's solid, and if I swallowed it whole, like, even to this day, I cannot take pills because my throat closes up and I think I'm choking and dying. If I can't swallow pills, I can't do it. So, because of that, when I started eating solid food again, I would eat just, like, chips or, like, I don't want to say other soft stuff, because chips are not soft, but, like, soft stuff like tortillas and sandwiches and stuff like that. And slowly but surely it would build up, and I would eat like 3 meals a day, but most of the time I couldn't finish them. But then again, I think I had a small appetite back in the day, but now that I'm an adult, I don't know if it's my body just trying to catch up with what I was lacking for the past 10 years or so. 5-10 years. I don't know. I'm being dramatic, but that, and also, like, probably stress. But I cannot, if I skip one meal, I am going to be a fucking bitch the rest of the day, and I don't give a shit. I can't function as a human being if I skip a meal. I don't know if that sounds relatable at all or stupid, but I cannot. Like, if I skip breakfast, I'm gonna be like, it's this weird thing where everyone's like, I'm so hungry, I don't feel good. But my anxiety kicks in, like, oh my god, you're starving, you're gonna die. And I'm like, and I, like, start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to eat something. Like, there was one time, this is so embarrassing. I was eating out, I went to a restaurant, I was eating out with my boyfriend and his family we went out to a restaurant. Originally, we were going to go to Red Robin, but they were so busy. It was going to be like a 2-hour wait. And I was like, I didn't eat anything because I wanted to save my appetite for dinner. And I just got off work, so I was already really hungry. However, it was a 2-hour wait, so we drove 45 minutes to another restaurant. They're like, let's go all the way to this restaurant. I'm like, oh my god, I can already feel it, but it's okay. We got there. It was a 45-minute wait, but at least we were seated at a table, and I was like this. I was like, oh my god. And my boyfriend was like, are you okay? I was like, no. I like don't feel good at all. I feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I have nothing to throw up, so I don't know what my body's gonna do. But my anxiety's kicking in and I'm freaking out. And he was like, and at first of all, please don't give him hate for this, but at first he was like, can you like not do this right now? This is for my dad. And I was like, I'm trying not to. I'm sorry. I don't want to. I think it was for his dad's birthday or something. I don't remember. Or Father's Day. I think it was Father's Day. But he was like, I was like, I'm trying not to ruin this, but I genuinely can't help it. It's to the point where I'm like, I can't hold it in anymore. And I feel like I'm gonna fucking pass out. And my anxiety's like freaking the fuck out. And he was like, okay, well, we'll get you an appetizer or something. And I think the waiter or whoever even saw, and he was like, everything good over here? And he was like, she's just really hungry. And so I got like chips and a dip, and I was like eating the shit out of it. And my boyfriend's like, you ate half of that already? And I was like, uh-huh. And I was like, I still feel like I'm gonna throw up. And he's like, food will be out soon, don't worry. And his dad, oh my god, I love his dad so much. He was like, are you okay? And my boyfriend was like, she's just really hungry. And he was like, okay, the food will be out soon. Just keep eating the chips and dip and just drink your soda, okay? And I was doing that. I had like Sprite or something. And then finally the food showed up. I think I ordered like a huge ass burger. It was like this big and fries. And I shit you not, I ate half of that burger and like, I'm usually a really slow eater, but I ate that shit in like 5 minutes. I ate half of that burger in like 5 minutes, even though I'm such a slow eater. It would have taken me at least 10 minutes. And my boyfriend, from the angle he was sitting at, he was like, you barely touched it. You said you were hungry. And I flipped it over and he saw I ate the whole patty. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, you were pretty hungry. And I was like, and this is what I fucking hate about my eating habit now, is like when I'm starving and I feed myself, it's like if I go from like starving to if I eat something and then I don't know if I'm full, and this is how I knew that was like after I finished eating, I was like eating all the fries and stuff, and then I had to take a second because I did not take a breath. I didn't stop. And then when I ate half of my fries and half of my burger, I was like, and I had to put my head down, and he was like, are you okay? And he was like, you don't look so good. You look kind of pale. And I was like, he was like, here, just go use the restroom. And I did. And I laid on the, this is going to sound so gross, but I laid on the public bathroom floor, sitting there, holding my stomach, and I was leaning over the toilet like, oh my god. Oh my god. So I didn't know if I was going to throw up, but that was just my body's fucked up way of saying, okay, you ate a little too fast. We're trying to digest as much as we can, because usually I never eat that fast. So my body's like, okay, slow the fuck down. Even though we're like, we said we were hungry, but chill, you know? So I sat there for like 5 minutes, and then he texted me. He's like, are you okay? Are you throwing up? And I was like, no. And then I came out like 10 minutes later, and he was like, are you okay? I was like, and yeah, I feel a little better. I just need to let it digest now. And he was like, yeah, okay, just sip on your Sprite or something and you'll be okay. And I felt much better after that. So I was like, okay, now it's settling. So I never eat that fast ever again. But the point of that story was like, as an adult, I eat so much more now. And my eating habits have gotten a lot better too, which is good, which is really good. I have breakfast, and then I have like brunch, and then I have lunch, and then I have dinner, and then I have a midnight snack before I go to bed, typically. But I try to keep my eating habits as balanced as I can, because back then, when I was a kid, I ate a shit ton of junk food. Like, I ate a lot of like chips and ice cream, and me and my dad would go out to eat like a lot. Like, we would get like burgers and stuff like that all the time, because neither of us cooked really. Well, sometimes my dad did, but it just depended on if he was like, you know what, I'll make like pasta or something, and then he was, but almost every day it's like, where do you want to go eat? So I was used to eating at restaurants all the time. So I don't think that is a habit I'll ever break, because I just love going to fast food places, but I try to balance it out, like going to Salad and Go or a sandwich place and getting a salad, or even pasta, because pasta's good for you too. Stuff like that. I do treat myself to like a burger or like chicken strips or stuff like that, but I really try to like balance it out. Some days I eat at home and I make my own stuff now, which I cook a lot more too. That's another thing as an adult, is like I hated cooking because I was so fucking lazy, but now it's like I got an air fryer for my birthday, so I make a shit ton of like steaks and pork chops and stuff in it, and I love it so much, because like literally 10 fucking minutes, and plus buying steaks and shit for groceries. A lot of people say going out is sometimes cheaper than like, you know, or the cheap groceries they get is like pizza and like cereal and stuff like that. No, that's not the case. Eating healthier is like, healthy grocery shopping is actually much cheaper than just whatever like cheap like shit like you get like Pop-Tarts and stuff. I always get like those pre-made salads that are like $2 each, and I get like steak, which those can be anywhere from like $5 to $10 or $20 depending on what kind of steaks and how many you get. But I usually get those. I get pork chops, I get chicken, and I get tortillas and bread, and I still get sandwich stuff. Sometimes I still treat myself and get pizza and stuff like that, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it is cheaper to buy healthier food, and you can eat healthier without wasting your whole paycheck. Like literally, I can get food that can last me 2 weeks. I spent $250 on groceries, which is really good nowadays. So I think that about does it. I'll stop ranting about random adult stuff and comparing myself now from when I was a kid. I kind of got off topic just a little, but it's okay. Ow, my jaw. It's okay. It was nice, and like I said, it was gonna be a rant, so I did definitely do that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and leave your opinions and other stuff like that in the comments. I would love to read them. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe to my channel if you're new. That would mean a lot to me. It'd be so awesome. We've been sitting at like 660 subscribers for like fucking ever. So if you subscribe, that would be so amazing. And yeah, I post all kinds of random shit like this, so if you're into that, then I would definitely subscribe. I post reactions, stories, and random shit. I post my opinion quite a bit, so if you like hearing people give their opinions or rant, then this is definitely the channel that I think you would like. So alright, enough of that. I will stop now. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.